So I'm gonna make an actual video this evening. Today I'm working on some RISC-V stuff. Nothing important, just doing some random stuff. I just want to make this video about the psychology of sabotage, because this is a long time hacking thing. If you've ever done any real serious hacking, especially social engineering, sabotage is the primary method by which you remove any competition. Therefore, you can extract their intellect or their intellectual property or gain access unlawfully or lawfully, depending on whether or not you're law enforcement, of their intellectual property and their work itself, whether it be patentable or not. And this is a very common strategy. It's actually used by everyone. Except for myself, I don't do sabotage. And the reason we are going to examine sabotage, because this is what defines the difference between a black hat and a white hat. A white hat doesn't do sabotage. White hat. I do not do sabotage. Black hats basically just do sabotage. And sabotage includes, entrapping, conspiring, lying, wasting time, filing false police reports, stuff like that. Including, just abusing the law against them. So, and this has a double factor, is that when you sabotage somebody as a black hat, the longer you do it, the easier it is to keep them down or keep them out of the conversation. Because, nobody wants to deal with what they call a loser. This is where the concept of winners and losers come from. It's the maliciousness of the social engineering to attack somebody consistently. And then once you get done attacking them, you call your buddy over here and say, hey, you won't get on this dude? Oh, you want to get on us? And then your buddy does it and all this other stuff. It doesn't matter if the person was involved in that community before you got there. You're just doing it because, well, honestly, it's because you couldn't compete. It's because you couldn't compete on a fair, honest playing ground. And there's certain communities that like to blame races and religions for this, but everybody does it. It doesn't matter if you're a white Christian. If you put that black hat on and you start attacking people, sabotaging their life, well, first of all, you're not even Christian, because it's strictly against Christianity to do that. And second of all, you're just like everybody else. We hear it all the time whenever somebody says those words. We're gonna mention one malicious social engineering key that's constantly used. It's called white supremacy. And the concept of white supremacy isn't that, white people are supreme. That's not what that conversation says. That conversation says that you're a white hat in the conversation because you don't do sabotage, so the black hats are going to orchestrate against you and call you a white supremacist and sabotage you. The difference between a white hat and a black hat: one person will maliciously sabotage and lie about somebody and continue to do so and malign them. And that's where they're at socially. That's what they're willing to do socially. The white hat or the non-black hat, it doesn't even have to be a black hat or a white hat. I mean, you don't have to be a white hat to not want to do sabotage. It could be just a normal, regular human being not wanting to lie about somebody you don't know anything about. But black hats will always go along with each other when the lie starts. They used to call it the good old boy club. That's basically what it is. It's the good old boy club. It's been around a long time. Some people call them the crabs in the bucket. And it's not the crabs in the bucket because it's not a behavioral pattern. It's intentional. It's an intentional method of social engineering a community to be compliant with your desires. And that's basically what it is. You're basically gaslighting everybody in the neighborhood or your house or something of that nature to force them to behave in a way that's beneficial for you as an individual. And this is normal. We see all kinds of people doing it. We see it, it's in politics all the time. It's actually the source of all political action. We see Donald Trump does it, Chuck Schumer does it. They all do it. They all do it. Joe Biden did it. Every single one of them does it. Everybody does it. Like, you go and you meet the community leaders and the people who want to stand out in the community, and they're all doing it. There's somebody in that community who they stepped on and grounded it into the dirt, whether they stole reputation from them, they stole, ideas from them, they stole customers from them, they stole a girlfriend from them. Do you understand? Like, they're all doing it. The society, the human condition is just nothing but these people running around wrecking everything. That's all they do. It's a mental illness at this point. And you look out there and you see, oh, these are just the corrupt people. These are corrupt people. These are corrupt people. No, it's just they're all saboteurs. They all vandalize and destroy other people's stuff. They all target other individuals and will go after their reputation, their career, their property, and their lives, their family. They go after their families. Everybody does it. The illegals do it when they come here. Do you understand? Like, this is a common social engineering tactic, and everybody just pretends like it's not a thing. They pretend like it's normal. Like, this stuff's normal. And we try to have veiled conversations about the rise of narcissism, because this is truly the narcissistic signal. Sabotaging other people's lives is truly how you identify somebody as being a narcissist. And the spike of diagnosed narcissism in the United States has unbelievably projected the fact that so many lives have been destroyed in the United States by so many people who perceive or project themselves as being normal, average day, good, God-fearing, normal people. They put out that persona, they project it. They get the veneers done, they get the plastic surgery done, make sure that their forehead lines are perfectly aligned, like they all parallel and everything. They get their hairline sculpted, so the hair replacement surgery, so their hairline is perfectly sculpted and balanced and asymmetric or non-asymmetric. It's got to be symmetric on both sides. Those guys. The classical definition of a narcissist is obsessed with their own self-image. And they're obsessed with sabotaging anybody that might be a competition. This is the pathway to psychopathy. It's when they find out that their competition doesn't have to look as good as them, doesn't have to do this, that, or the other thing, and they just blow them away, and then they start murdering people. That's a classic pathway of psychopathy. These are all typical situations and conditions. And you can tell somebody who's been at the hands of somebody like that because, they just want to cry. When having a conversation about something, they'll tear up. Because they're fully aware that if they slip up, the psychopath, the narcissist, the black cat will do something to them. Because that's what kind of person that is. That's the kind of person that'll drive 800 miles to get out of their vehicle, to shoot somebody, to get back in their vehicle and drive 800 miles back. That's the kind of person that we're talking about. And they run everything. You look at them, we've had presidents that were them. I'm sure we have Supreme Court justices that fit in that category. And these are the people who are running the country and making, telling other people what they are and what they aren't. And he's like, this is political, this is personal vendettas they do against people. We could just go look at somebody like Jordan Peterson. That man has clearly been at the hands of a psychopath. That man has clearly been the target of a group of concentrated effort of psychopaths. And he probably, Ben Shapiro is 100% a psychopath. That man is 100% mentally ill. These people are all mentally ill. And they like to tell everyone else that they can't compete with at that level, intellectually or skill wise, is mentally ill. We see it. We see we see it. We have seen it. And like I said, anybody that's ever been at the hands of them, whenever they think about it, like, it's terrifying. It's terrifying to be at the hands of somebody like that. I mean, I've been around people like that before, and it's like you can plainly observe that there's something wrong with this person. Like, they don't have any. There's no. The acceptable thought is one thing, like having acceptable thoughts, but their intrusive thoughts aren't just unacceptable. Their intrusive thoughts lead to intrusive actions, and the guardrails of acceptable behavior and what you should and shouldn't do to somebody else is that they don't have them. They don't have any guardrails. It's just they're just like, just hands off the steering wheel, pedal to the metal. Wherever the vehicle goes is where it goes. You understand? There's no guardrails. There doesn't matter what lane, doesn't matter if it's a house, a pedestrian on the sidewalk. They're just all the way, run over everything. And in their mind, there's nothing that anybody can do to stop them, because they firmly believe that they're intellectually capable and physically capable of just domineering anyone. And we've seen it. Guy dressing like a woman in an airport just stealing luggage. He fully in his mind that he can get away with it, and he's working for the federal government. Like, do you understand? Like, this is the kind of person these are the kind of people we're dealing with, and there's so many of them. And I think part of my thing where I say, we should bring dueling back is because one of the things is because people like this. The death penalty should 100% be a thing. Dueling should 100% be a thing. And you're like, that's not Christian, this, that. Yes, it is. To kill a person who has either killed somebody before, or to have society judge him to be infirm and unable to exist within a civilized society, is 100% Christian. Like, this idea that you could let somebody like this run a country while he's dressed up like a woman, stealing luggage out of an airport, is crazy. Like, this man has likely raped somebody before. He's likely robbed somebody at gunpoint before. Like, you understand? He's got the tenacity, and the mental mindset that he can walk in, grab somebody else's stuff, and walk out on camera without getting punished for it. It's like, you have to understand, this isn't a mentally ill person. This is a person whose brain just doesn't work. There's no guardrails. And some of us he's just a very colorful fellow. He's very vibrant. He's diverse. Like, no, this person, we don't even know what a person like this has done in the past. Like, I'm not going to drag his name through the mud any further, but if there's somebody like that in your community, you have to look back at some of the other crimes that have been committed where he was around. You might need to go re-examine, who broke that dude's window over there? Was he even in this town at that point? Where'd that little kid go? This little kid went missing, and he used to live in this town down the street from that little kid. Do you understand? When they finally catch somebody like that, And nobody goes back and looks at old cases and say, what is this guy attached to? Like that's crazy to me that we don't do that as a society. Like we just lock him up, put him in jail, and what does the FBI do with the rest of their time? Just we caught that guy, put him in jail. Like that? I mean, is that what we're doing in a society? Is that what law enforcement does? I ask because I've been the target of law enforcement where people are clearly, the law enforcement itself was clearly mentally disturbed. Clearly, there was something not going on in the judge, the prosecutor, and the cop that was involved. These people were clearly mentally ill. And I've been at the hands of these people before, and you're sitting in court like, this judge is a fucking retard. Not only is she retarded as an anchor baby, an Obama appointee, but she's fucking crazy. And then I have to deal with the prosecutor. It turns out he's a gay guy with a thing for little kids. And I'm sitting here. They want me checked to see if I'm competent. Me. We have an anchor baby, appointed Obama judge, who sounds like a retard, thinks she has a degree in psychology, when she has a liberal arts degree in political science. Over here telling me that she thinks I'm not mentally fit. There's the prosecutor, a gay guy, who's into kids, telling me that I'm not competent. I'm having a hard time taking anything in this country fucking seriously after going through something like that. So I have to say again, black hat, white hat. These people aren't black hats. They're morons. So if you're patterned as a black hat as to sabotage somebody and take something, you might be a moron. You can just excusing your moronicness or your stupidity with some kind of lingo to make it sound cool. And that's just what it is, right? I am disappointed. I'm very disappointed in the United States. This is not the country I was raised to believe it was. Like, when I grew up, my grandfather was a World War II veteran. He basically raised me, him and his wife, my grandmother. They're old world. They're old school, very old school stuff. Like, we're not talking, oh, I'm a greaser. Gay crap like that. We're talking, education, old world. Learn as much as possible, learn as many disciplines as possible, and apply it as much as you can. And keep practicing it throughout your lifetime, and that's a good Christian thing to do. These days, if you look cool and you're accepted by community, you're Christian enough. Yeah, thanks, hippies. The boomers just went, Christianity just went, bleh. The degree and the quality of Christian just went, yeah, boom. Instead of being autodidactic and enforcing the fact that you should probably learn throughout your lifetime, Christianity just went, oh, you got to be cool, you got to be popular, you got to be cool, you got to be popular. The only thing that matters now is being cool, popular, and attractive. That's real Christian. You got to accept everybody. But that's what hacking examines is stuff like that, social engineering and how to abuse it. Populism is crap. Like I'm not a populist at all. If you're a terrible human being, I'll say it. I'll tell you. I am not a very popular person. We can see that. Nobody replies to me on X, ever. I don't get any replies. I could directly message somebody and I never get a reply. I could show you my DMs. I might actually show you my DMs. I might be in the videos or the photos thing down below. Or up in your account thing when you look at my account. My name's going to be down here. Down here, when you click on my name, you go look at my photos. I'll show you a picture of my DMs. I don't get replies. I have a cousin. His name's Edward Habsburg. He's over in Europe. That guy definitely never replies to me. He hates me. Why? Because the Catholic Church is a joke. And look at the Pope. He's a guy from Chicago. You're telling me the holiest man you could find in all the Catholic Church is a guy from Chicago. You know, the Catholic Church has been a part of this illegal invasion of the United States for the past 20 years. And the holiest guy they could find happens to be the core of where the illegals were going. Chicago. They were all going to Chicago. They're like, oh, where are you going to California, bro? No. They were all going to Chicago. It's communication and transportation hub of the country. That's where they're all going. But, you know, you have to deal with the fact that the United States is basically dead. It's not going to recover. I'm not a patriot. I'm a nationalist, but I'm definitely not a patriot. I have no faith in this government. I have no faith in the next one either. Because this is the best Donald Trump can do, is to bring in foreign investment. That's the best he could do of his interpretation of America. We can see openly who financially backed his campaign now. It's all the people that invested in the United States from foreign countries. And they all invested so they can get everybody together, use our economy, and get indebted in the United States and get free government money from the United States with the next president after they build all their buildings and facilities. So the next president, the Democrats, will write some more debt into existence to hand it over to them so they can build their technology here without indebting their own country. And how do I know this? Because I'm a white hat. I used to be a black hat. I never sabotaged anyone's life, though. That's when I realized I was a white hat. And that's also when I realized that the United States is basically dead. It died in 9/11. The Muslims killed the country. It's over. It's never coming back. And those of you who are growing up in this shit now, I'm sorry. You didn't get to see it. You never will. That country's gone. Way gone. You'll never get to see the freedom we had, the liberty we had. You'll never get to see the economy we had. You'll never get to see any of it. Ever. It's dead. I'm a Gen Xer. My 18th birthday was in 98. I got to see 2 whole years of true freedom in this country. 2. And it's downhill ever since then. And I do apologize that we couldn't fix it. I do apologize that we couldn't save it. But it's over. It's done. This guy won't deport the people. He won't do anything properly. He doesn't do anything to DOJ. He won't even arrest a senator. He won't even arrest a guy who's openly committing sedition. This dude's a pussy. He's not an American. He's a fucking social democrat that won't even actually do what he says he is. He says he's law and order. He's just another fucking manipulative psychopath, dude. None of this shit's gonna get fixed. They're gonna hold the country hostage until, ICE can't afford to pay the people anymore, and then who knows? This might be it. This might actually be it.